this next video we are about to react to is Life with Bree. And she's supposed to B-R-Y. Why I hate friend groups. That's all I had to say. Let's get into it.
We need to talk about how hard it is to maintain three-person friendships. And I'm not talking about the healthy ones, but the toxic ones where the two people that are always just naturally going to be closer.
This is the tea right here.
Laughing, having
This is
inside
the
jokes, and it's like they make
this is
that
the
third
tea
person
right
they
here.
don't even belong on the planet.
If you feel bad because you see a bunch of people with large friend groups, just know that it's so fake. It's.
Oh, I've been knew that. I've been clocked that. I've been clocked that tea, twin.
They're complete
You're not my
waste of
motherfucking
time.
twin.
There are so many friend groups and even just friendships between two people where you have like documented proof that they hate each other.
There's always a queen bee at the top who everybody has to pay homage to, and if you don't, you are isolated from the group. These women that are in these groups hide behind the clout and the visibility that being in a big friend group gives them.
Friend groups are just two people who are really good friends, have loyalty to each other, and everybody else is there to support that friendship and entertain that friendship.
I usually don't do good in groups because you think that everybody all cool in a group, but then there'll be a separate group. Then there'll be personal conversations outside the group. Then one day you'll see them hanging out together without you. What's going on?
Hey everyone, it's Bree. Welcome to my channel, and today I wanted to talk about friend groups. I saw this TikTok that literally sent me over the edge and triggered me so bad. I have talked about my, experiences with friendships and friend groups in my adulthood and also growing up in high school and middle school, and just a lot of the battles and the struggles that I have had to make friends and keep friends. It's just, it feels like we're just in this era right now where people don't know how to be friends, right? And of course it's not everybody, like I have people in my life that treat me well now. And I have like a best friend and everything, so like I feel like I'm starting to curate my group of peoples, right? However, I came across this TikTok, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the TikTok that I am referring to. And so as you guys saw, there were a group of friends that, came together because they were introduced by one mutual friend, and they have now cut off that person. And so, I saw this TikTok and I was like, okay. Now, initially, I thought, okay, maybe they cut the friend off because the friend ended up being toxic, or the friend ended up doing something to them. But then I go into the comment section, and people were actually saying that, like, they were messed up for doing that, seemingly, suggesting that the friend that introduced them, it didn't actually do anything to them. They just all, I guess, became closer as a unit. And so eventually the friend that brought them together got pushed out. And I saw a lot of people stitching this particular TikTok as well, speaking about their stories in regards to this and how they could relate to situations like that. And I saw that there were other TikToks as well of people literally like doing and saying the same thing. Like they had that exact same caption of, oh, us after, we cut off the person that brought us together. And people have almost made it into like...
No, that's one thing I can't say. Right. I haven't dealt with this, but my parents have dealt with this. They've told us about how, like, they would host these parties for, they so-called friends, they fake friends, and they've introduced people, right? Because everybody was fucking with their feng shui and their essence and shit like that. But come to find out that the friends that they've introduced to them would have certain things at their own houses with other friends and never said anything to my parents, even though they introduced them. So my parents took it for what it was, and they just handled it how they wanted to handle it. But I learned from that to where it's like, man, not everybody meshes. And to that first TikTok, because I was thinking too, I thought about it on both aspects. I was like, well, okay, there's a possibility that that one friend that they cut off is toxic. But looking deeper, I believe that Yahweh and God is showing that friend who introduced all of them together who those people truly are, and is separating her from them and their toxic self. Because what type of true friends brings to the internet that negativity? Even though like maybe she most likely will probably see it. If she's not on the internet, then she probably won't. Who knows? But most people are on the internet, so she probably is gonna see it. But what true friends do that? Make a video about them cutting a mutual that they met through off, dancing about it and parading about it. Those aren't good friends. So that's Yahweh showing that individual like, hey, there's a reason that I'm separating you from them, because they aren't good for where you need to go. This is going to help with your self-development, self-growth, and help you pick better people to call your friends. That's how it is. And I've been knew that friend groups was bullshit. Especially large ones, because large ones is too many different energies, and a lot of people don't have the right mentality. A lot of people, they don't mesh together, and it's like one person fucks with somebody because of this versus the other one over this, and it gets messy and it gets a whole bunch of bullshit, and nobody can call each other out and be straight up. It's like, nah, bro. I've never had like big friend groups. I've had a decent amount of friends. Actually, no, I have had a big friend group. I was in the military, and that all went to shit. Not because of me, because of the women and people sleeping around with each other. Luckily, I ain't sleep with none of them. I did not. But a whole lot of bullshit. That was like, military was one of the biggest friends. That was my first and only time in a decently big friend group. There's a whole lot of bullshit that went on. But outside the military, I haven't really had a lot of friends. The most friends I've had that I've called my friends was like a friend group of 3. I've always had a friend group of 3. Well, not 3. I was the third in the friend group. But it was 2 other friends. Damn, I do think about it. Yeah, it was 2 people who I'd say is my closest friends. Always. I think that signifies something, because I have 2 other siblings. So they're my dogs. My siblings, they're my dogs. Can't nobody fuck with us. The trio. We are the trio. My unit. But yeah, that's at most. Is at most the amount of friends I've had in a friend group. I don't do the big friend group. And even with the people that I have had, like, I believe that Yahweh has shown me through those friendships and stuff like that who I am compared to who they are, and how with my purpose and my path and my characteristics and the amount of love I have, and a whole lot of passion and stuff like that, is not meant for everybody, because people just use that and use it, and when you allow them to use it, you were letting them take advantage of you. And I did. I let them take advantage of me. At the time, I didn't know. Actually, no, I didn't know. I just didn't want to face it. But guess what? I got my boundaries. So now I'm not allowing anybody to waste my fucking time. You want to come see me? You want to hang out? Let me know when you want to hang out. I always keep the ball in their court, because I would always be the one to reach out and say, hey, let's do something. Let me plan. I'll plan it. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's usually them that says, "Oh, I can't do it because of either this," or they make some type of bullshit excuse. Now, all right, you want to hang out? My time is fucking valuable, so you plan it. Cool. Or like, say if I planned it and they're late to it, they'll say, "Oh, you know how I am. I'll be late." All right, cool. Now I'll be on time still because I respect people's time. But if I'm late, I really don't care because of how many times you've been late or you haven't done anything to me. So, but that'd be on accident. I'll update. You know, it's not out of no disrespect, but it's like hey, I've let hella shit slide for you, so have that same grace with me because I've had grace with you. Be understanding, and which they are. At least I hope they are. But I don't care. The biggest thing is ensuring that you're not being taken advantage of in the friend group. Y'all should be strengthening each other and strengthening each other and growing in your own purposes. But y'all should be strengthening each other. Not one is down and I'm pulling you down with me. No, don't do that. Don't. That's not a true good friendship.
Like a joke. And again, if there was actually something wrong with that friend, right? Like if that friend actually did something to, mess up the friendship, or they just were really toxic and they actually weren't a good person, then cool. I don't have no issues with that. But if it was a situation where someone brought y'all together, y'all wouldn't know each other unless it was for that person, and y'all become close, and then y'all turn around and push out the person that was responsible for even helping you guys to meet, I think that's really messed up. And honestly, I just think that this goes to show that, like, again, we are in this era right now where people really are just terrible friends to each other. Like, people don't know how to treat each other. And I think the reason why this was so triggering for me and so many other people, right, is because you have those folks that are typically that person, right? The person that tries to bring everybody together, trying to mix friend groups.
Trust me, I've done that,
and
though.
then you end up getting screwed over in the end. I will never forget when this happened. This happened to me.
Hold on. I can't say that I have tried to mix my friend groups, and which I've had. I've done it successfully. But, well, I don't want to say successfully. I'm not saying that they started to hang out outside of me. Nah, that didn't happen. In which, if they did, that's cool. But if not, I really didn't care. But I have mixed my friends. I have had parties and shit like that where people my military friends would meet my friends on my personal side and shit like that, and they would, everybody would chill and have a great time and everything. Like, I am that individual. I've done that before, but it's never been a thing to where they started hanging out outside of me. In which, if they did, would I feel some type of way? I ain't gonna lie, I would. I would, because nigga, how long have y'all been hanging out and shit like that? And not only that, y'all didn't want to let me know. Y'all, it's a fuck me. And you can't say no, well, we want to try to have a relationship outside of you because, we trying to meet each other I want to see more I want to get to know you more, da-da-da-da. Nah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit, because if you want to get to know me more, how would you be able to get to know me other than talking to me? Really getting in deep with me. That's bullshit. You're lying. But I haven't had that. I have not had that.
Times, which is why I titled this video the way that I did, because this is a situation that I have been in numerous times since middle school, where I found myself befriending people, right? And then at some point we all become a collective friend group, and at some point I was always the one that kind of got phased out, and people started like treating me differently and started being mean to me, and then next thing you know, I went from having a bunch of friends to no friends. And typically, when that happens, right, people will often say, oh, well, you must have been the problem, right? And for a long time, I did blame myself, right? Like, I did blame myself because I was like, okay,
that's very traumatic too. Because it's like, because literally what it is like, bro, like, because this is how I imagine it, right? I'm so cool to where I am bringing these people with different personalities together. They're mutually becoming friends because of what I have done and my energy and my spirit. But now I brought y'all together. Ain't no clue what you're talking about. If y'all are talking about me because I brought y'all together, it's probably gonna be on some negative shit. Not nothing uplifting, because if it was uplifting, y'all would be having me there as well. And then it's like, I'm just trying to be a good person and be cool. I brought y'all together so we can all like grow and elevate, right? And so we all could be cool. But my kind-heartedness and my openness to see you and your value, your potential value, and that individual's potential value, and bring all of us together. But now I'm getting shut out. Not only my kindness is being used and weaponized and saying that, hey, they was all friends, but then she's the only one. They still friends. They kicked her out. She must be the issue, or she's the problem, and da 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 da. But she's the one that brought them together. All I was trying to do is be cool with everybody and make sure everybody is respecting each other's space and us growing together. But now I guess with me and my kindness, and that's, I guess I'm the problem. And that's what, if you don't heal, that type of thing would keep you from not only making bigger friend groups. Well, I say that'll keep you from trusting people. In the overarching large landscape, that'll keep you from trusting people, which will, by product, won't have any friends. By product, you won't be in a romantic relationship with anybody. It'll keep you from, it'll block off your possible opportunities and blessings. That's why those things you heal through. With the shit that's going on with the past, with my friendships, I have healed, and I am still currently healing, always in the healing process, because I stay aware and I stay mindful, and I also understand that this is strengthening me in ways, and it just teaches me new things on how to do that, and always keeps me open for more new possibilities and stuff like that.
Friend group and never lasts, and it typically doesn't last for me. Like, I'm typically the one that gets pushed out. I'm the one that gets, removed from the group chat. Why does that keep happening to me? Especially because, back in like middle school when that happened, and in high school too, that was like a whole thing where like I had like a group of best friends, and things happened, and then by the time I graduated high school, I literally didn't talk to any of those people anymore because they no longer wanted me in their friend group. They didn't want me a part. And the running theme of all of these fallouts when it came to these particular friend groups, right, is that I was annoying and I no longer fit in with the group. It was always, Bree is weird, Bree is not into the things that we are into, and Bree talks too much and Bree is X, Y, and Z. Like, that's why for a very long time I struggled to talk, to speak to people. I think, YouTube was a really big help for me in terms of like, finding my voice again and sharing my opinions and thoughts with people, because for a long time, whenever I would try to like talk to people, it was like people didn't want to hear me. People just wanted me to be quiet, and it was really disheartening, when you're trying to make friends and you almost feel as though just simply being yourself isn't enough. And it's a weird thing too, right? Because you would think that you being yourself is what created those friendships in the first place, but it's just something about when people get into a group setting and then you have
I just found a fucking note
towards each other. You always
some
have a
bullshit,
person that
man.
ends up feeling left out, whether it's on purpose or not.
How do you know you're a dry friend? When you're the
I swear to God, I asked myself when I was in the bathroom.
The event, but you learned about
I was like, man,
when they made the post and tagged you.
I was like, man, I think I'm going back while I'm in my sleep and putting this shit back in. Cause ain't no way that I missed all these. This is now my fourth one.
Okay.
Actually, no, my fifth one that I found since I done
You suggest a place
took these
to eat
down
and
like
nobody acted
Friday.
like you heard it. They heard everybody else with their suggestions. Subway, You've been saying Taco Bell for the past 20 minutes. Ain't nobody heard Taco Bell until Janet said Taco Bell. Then everybody like, man, Taco Bell. I said this 20 minutes ago. Somehow that one friend brought matching gifts for everybody and forgot yours. Somehow yours was different color than everybody else's. Oh, I mean, that was the last one they had left.
Getting ignored in a group chat is one of the most humbling experiences. If you're in a group chat with more than 3 people, you send a message,
Hey, but it's
nobody
curly as
replies,
fuck, though.
take it personal. Imagine
It's
walking
curly as
into a
fuck,
room
though.
full of people, you say hello, nobody replies or even acknowledges you.
You
I
know,
can't
I'm
think of
gonna
anything
try
more
something
organized. I would
different,
rather
bruh.
send a message and
Either
have
I'm gonna
somebody
do it
reply
on this
telling me
one
to shut
or
the
I'm
fuck
gonna do it
up
on the next
instead of just
video.
being ignored, bro. I'm in a group chat with 4 niggas. I send a message, takes them a whole day to respond. Oh, it took all of you, you're all busy. All of you are busy at the same time for a whole day. Fuck you, bro. Speaking of group chats, I can't think of anything more anxiety provoking than being added to an already established group chat. Sending a message in that context is so difficult. Imagine nobody replies. I will delete iMessage. I promise you, I'll never send a text message again. Asking a question in a group chat and having nobody reply, it's like, cool, bro, fuck me then. I'm gonna go stand in the corner and tell myself some positive affirmations so I can feel like I matter. Getting ignored in a group chat has to feel the same way as getting on a stage and trying to do stand-up comedy when you're not funny. No joke lands, nobody responds or laughs. You're just there demoralized. What do you do in that situation? I know what you do. You square up with every single person in the room. You have to fight
Now I
for your
gotta be
respect.
now I gotta be cautious and figure out like, hey, bro, like,
that can just
all
happen
right,
naturally,
let me
right?
see
Like,
if there's
not
any more
everyone is
now.
gonna have the same thoughts.
That's why I be
and
checking in
views
my
and
hair.
ideas about stuff, right? And I do think it's very rare, especially nowadays, to actually have a genuine friend group where everybody's on the same page, everybody has the same interests, and everybody wants to do the same things, right? And so I do understand that you're gonna have moments where people in the friend group, maybe they connect on certain things that maybe other people don't, right? But again, as I've seen people talk about on TikTok as well as from my own personal experience, it always feels like, you know, everybody else is on the same page and then you just kind of get, you know, shifted out. And I think that's why for me, I am at a point where I don't even know if I really want a friend group anymore, or
Fuck
if
that.
I even have a desire, or
You don't need one.
if I even have faith that I'll have a friend group at this point. I think I still always have the potential to make friends, right? And I have friends now, but I've never been able to establish like a group, right? Like something that I've always like kind of been a little jelly of from other people is being able to be in like not even just one group chat, but like I know people that are in like multiple group chats because they just have that many friends. And you know, I've also seen two people say like sometimes you have friends that just don't mix well, right? Because sometimes you can have the opposite effect where you bring people together and they don't get along, they don't mesh, and then it's just a whole thing. And you know, I've always admired the people that, you know, could have like 20, 30 friends and be able to have their little pockets, their little groups of friends. Whereas with me, because I've struggled,
See, I was able to do that. I would always have
and to
pockets.
connect
Like
with
I'd
people
bounce
just
around when
because,
I was in
I don't know, I'm a little different, I guess.
and
what
the fuck's it called?
things.
It drill.
It's
When I
hard
was in the military,
even
I'd be able to
trying
do
to
that.
maintain friendships on a, you know, one-to-one basis, let alone a group, you know, because even now, like I'm cool with people, but I can't say that I have enough friends to even formulate a friend group, right? And I think a lot of people struggle with that as well.
Hey.
Just making friends as an adult is really, really tough, and some people don't even have enough.
My thing is, it's not even about making friends. You can make friends, but it's about keeping that relationship or ensuring that the friends that you make are valuable and they understand they understand the power of their relationship, so they don't want to do anything to fuck it up, or they understand that, hey, yeah, we do have shit going on, but the power in this relationship of our friendship, I'm just as invested as you are. A lot of people don't have that. I've noticed that with my friendships. A lot of people don't have that. I thought an individual was my brother, and I would call my brother, he would call me his brother, but when it came up to it, his actions showed me that, yeah, he says that, but your actions aren't lining up. So I would take it for what it is. I still respect you. I still love you. But you're not my brother, bro. You're not my brother. Like there was one time where there was one time where I was whipping back from work and he called me and he told me about his wedding with his girl. And I was like, shit, you got married? Okay, cool. And then he said, oh man, I wish you could have been there. Like, and I was like, I was done with the conversation. I was like, I wish I could have been there too. Say I'm your brother. You had it at a church, but no invite. Okay, cool. I felt some type of way. I felt hurt. I felt angry. I was like, bruh, you get an invite to my wedding whenever I have one. Well, at the time, that's what I was thinking. But I can't be there the day that just the most important day of your life. And I'm not saying that as in like I want to take the glory. No, I want to be there for my dog on that day that's special for you because it's a special fucking day. But I didn't get to be there. Some would call that selfish. And those people who would call that selfish, that's for you to go ahead. I don't need to explain shit to you. I'm the type of person to where I want to see my people's blessings. I want to share that experience because I would share that experience with you, my blessings. But yeah, I still think about that shit. That shit happened like 2-3 years ago. But yeah, that's the thing about, the power, the power of the relationship. A lot of people don't understand the power of the relationship. A lot of people don't get it. They don't get it. Because a lot of things is just insecurities and unhealed traumas and shit like that. Like that's really what it is. Them not healing themselves on an individual level. That's why they really can't trust on the aspect of not just friendships, but not just I'll say that. Not just friendships, but relationships and stuff like that. Like how people would say like, oh yeah, this relationship changed you. Da da da. Okay. Is it changing me for the better or for the worse? Your friend group's gonna call that out. Now, if you're listening to what your friend group is saying, if they're saying it's changing you for the worse, then you should probably do something about it. But if it's changing you for the better and your friend group is pointing that out and they're not saying that, they're not telling you like, hey, that's a good girl, like you need to stay with her and call you out on your bullshit or you doing her wrong, then you should probably, that's most likely a friend group you shouldn't be in.
Friends
and Yahweh and God's gonna show you.
Have a friend group to begin with, but also a lot of us have just been scarred from being in friend groups or being in group chats. Like I don't have a lot of good experiences with being in groups, like whether it's from back when I was in school or even
I used to want to have like group chats and shit. I used to always want my phone to be fucking like I used to always want my phone to be busy. I used to always want a whole lot of notifications and texts and shit like that. Now, I'm like, bro, I don't want my phone with all them texts and shit like that. That's too much. Like, if I wake up and I see hella texts in the morning and shit like that, I got pissed off. Even if it is my family. I love my family, but I'm like, bro, I don't want to see no text in the morning because I know it's probably bullshit. You're not telling me, hey, I love you, outside of my sister. My sister would say, hey, good morning, I love you. Which I say, hey, I love you too. My brother, he'll check up on me, see how I'm doing. But it's like, I'd rather have my phone dry and have a text from my brother and my sister saying, hey, I love you, have a great day, than have a whole bunch of different texts bombarding me about bullshit that I really don't care about, or shit that you expect me or think I'm going to fix when I'm not going to, because you put yourself in a scenario. Keep my phone dry as hell. Keep my phone dry as hell until the female that God is going to give me is hitting my line every day and blowing my phone up. Only then is when I do not want my phone dry. When I have my wife and when I have my kids, that's the only time I want my phone to be dry. For my phone to be blown up, and that's just by my girl.
like past jobs that I've worked at, like I've never done well in groups because for some reason I've just always been the one that kind of got ostracized and overlooked, and it really sucks. And I think that's why too I'm like, maybe I'm just cool off of friend groups, to be completely honest, because
I'm cool off of friends, man. Fuck friends.
Being left out, not fitting in, not feeling included, it gets to be a lot. And after dealing with that for so many years, again, all the way from elementary school all the way to now, like I've just never done well in groups, and there's always been issues with me and like how I've felt like I've been treated or feeling like I'm not being included in something. And it's gotten to a point where I've just gotten really exhausted of having this conversation with people over and over again, and seemingly with new people every single time, to where I'm just like, I'm, of course, again, I'm always open to new friendships and new bonds, and especially with me being in a new city now, I'm always looking to meet and greet people and to make new connections with people. But as far as like a friend group or a girl group, I just don't really see that being in the cards for me anymore, even though that's something that I've always wanted. I feel like a lot of girls like want that, right? If they don't currently have that. A lot of women, they yearn for that like close-knit girl group, right? Or even like that group chat, where you're always like sending funny memes and talking about stuff and venting to each other.
I would be lying to y'all if I told y'all I didn't miss having like a friend group. Like sometimes I see like things, and I can remember like soon as I would see like fun activities or things, I would immediately like drop it in the group chat, and like within that week, like me and my girls would be like gone. Like we've been, done the activity, planned it out, planned our outfits. Like I do miss like stuff like that, because listen, not having a friend group ain't stopping no shows. Like I'm still traveling, I'm still doing everything, all the things. But sisterhood or have a friend group to like enjoy things with, it is a different feeling. Yes, I have learned to enjoy things solo, but like having a friend group, it is a different level of like intimacy, like with your friends, and like just enjoying activities. So it's like an adjustment and stuff like that. But I do genuinely miss having a friend group, but not at the expense of my peace, So it's like I do hope that God does circle me or like give me my own friend group again, like a group of girls who I literally can like enjoy life with, build with, bond with, like experience new things with, travel with. Like I wanted to experience that again. I don't know if that part of my life I've already experienced, so I won't experience it again, but I do miss that part of life.
I think a lot of us desire to have those type of connections with people, especially in large amounts. Now, when I say large amounts, I don't literally mean like 15 to 20 people either. Like it can be something small, like 3 or 4 people. But again, because I have struggled to have that, and it's been such a headache, and honestly it's also taken a toll on my self-esteem as well. Like imagine every single time you were in a group setting, it just feels like everybody else is like here, and then you're just over here in your little corner. And it's just, I think that's also why too, like I've become so like introverted as well, and that's why I've struggled a lot with social anxiety too, because I always get worried about being off-putting to people. And when I say off-putting, I don't mean like offending people or anything like that, but I don't know, I'm just always in my head about like I don't want to come across as being weird, and I don't want to like like rub anybody the wrong way. I don't want, like I get so in my head about how people perceive me, because I feel like I've been perceived in a way that's just not great. And again, like, and obviously I can't help that I am who I am, right? Like I can't help the fact that I'm a nerd who loves video games. I can't help the fact that I am a homebody. I can't help the fact that I have, specific interests in things that other people may not, or vice versa, things that I'm not into. Like I've spoken about in the past how, I'm not a big partier or drinker or anything like that. I don't smoke at all. And sometimes even those things, like the fact that I don't do those things, can be off-putting to people. I've experienced that as well. I don't know if I shared this story on the channel, but like there was a time when I was in college, I think it was like freshman year or sophomore year. I'm pretty sure it was freshman year though. Like I was in a group of individuals, and we were going to a party, and I don't know, I guess I guess I give off the vibe too that I'm not like a party person, which is fine. It doesn't really bother me as much. But there was this one particular girl in the group that kept acting as if I wasn't there, to the point where she was asking, because I came with another friend of mine who lived in my dorm with me, and she was talking to my friend and asking her questions about me in front of me as if I wasn't there. And like, I will never forget how that made me feel. And I've been in so many situations like that where I've been made to feel small or just not important, and I have not been properly prioritized in certain discussions. And so that's why for me, like, I see TikToks like this, and it just really turns me off from even wanting a friend group, because you hear too many stories. Like, even the stories that we've been seeing about friend groups going on vacation and then someone end up dead. Like, we've seen that story time and time again. And the first thing that people say in the comments is like, well, where are the girl's friends? Like, where are they at? Like, why was no one watching out or looking out for her? And again, I don't feel like I have people in my life that would do me like that, but it's just to say that, like, because it's already such a struggle to find those people, and because of the history that I have had in friend groups where it is hard to feel apart and to feel seen, like, that has been a constant theme for me in my entire life. And so that's why for me, at 25 years old, as much as I would love to have that type of group of people that I can talk to all the time, that I can go on vacations with, that I can do all of these things and actually feel heard and seen, for me, I'm at a point where I'm like, do I even want it anymore? Like, do I even desire to have that? And because it gets to a point where you get tired of having to teach people how to treat you. And I know that
hey, that's one of the reasons why, like, I got tired of being on Hinge and looking for a female or a potential girl. So, like, man, it's just the same repetitive thing. This is the same repetitive cycle, bro. Like, get on there, swipe, text, meet up, go on some dates. I smash, or I don't smash, and just get back on it, stop fucking with her, get back on there, stay on there. It's like, bro, like, I'm tired of repeating myself and repeating that cycle when it's like, it's not doing anything for me. And also, I said I think I said either yesterday or Friday, but I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I realized that the females that I have been picking are not the ones for me. So why do I that was me locking in on, like, you know what? God, he has someone for me. So I'm going to attract that individual by staying on my purpose and strengthening my relationship with God. Because obviously the picks that I've been picking, they have done more harm than good. Because if that wasn't the case, I would already be married. I know God's got love somewhere for me. And I know exactly who it is. It's Tony Brand. But that's aside the point. It's aside the point. Yes, I feel like, and I believe that you have to get to a point where it's like, you know what, let me focus on healing from my trauma when it comes to, because you got to heal from that trauma when it comes to friends and that friend group shit. You got to heal from that. Don't like cut it off, but you have to go into self. You got to go into isolation mode. Lock in with yourself. Do what you need to do, but also you learn from those experiences. Don't let those experiences with people, with your friends, your old friends, don't bring that trauma into new relationships. Now, have boundaries. Definitely have boundaries. Say, hey, if I'm calling you my brother or if I'm calling you my sister, this is not a 1 foot in, 1 foot out relationship, bro. You all in or you're not in. Because when I'm blessed, I'll make sure that you blessed. But will you do the same thing for me? And don't just say it. I need that by fucking action. Because I'm a man of my word or I'm a woman of my word. But hey, if you're just if we just gonna be friends that meet up every once in a while and kind of drink together, and that, I mean, you could be cool with that, but that's not how I've had those. I kind of got those, but not really. I can drink by myself. I promise you that I will have a way better time drinking by myself than being with you. No diss on you, but I just enjoy my space and my energy. I In my relationships, I value that wholeheartedly. It's, I'm not a one foot in, one foot out. It's we on, and I'm just talking about friend groups or friends, your significant other. You gotta lay down the boundaries. Like, nope. And I'm not saying you choose me. I'm not saying that you choose me over which needs support. No, I'm not saying that. Like, you are an individual. But what I'm saying is, I know that when it comes to me, my family, and stuff like that, I make sure that I am being as cognizant in a relationship to ensure that the other individual who I am in the friendship with, they're being heard. They're being heard. We see each other. We check up on each other. Make sure we good. It's not a one-sided relationship where the other person is feeling like, okay, I'm doing more and I'm putting more energy into this relationship and not really getting anything. Like, no. Now, if you can't handle that, that's cool. But that's the type of person I am. That's the real hard, not hard, but that's the real type of talks that you gotta have with your friends. Because that's what builds those bonds, those tough conversations. And be mindful of what they're doing. And like, they could say yes, but look at their actions and tell them, like, bro, like, I'm tired of people saying, because there's been a lot of people who said, yeah, I'm gonna do this better. All right, cool. But you haven't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm tired of hearing sorry means nothing to me, motherfucker. Show you're sorry by your actions. Don't tell me sorry. Show me you're sorry by your actions and doing better.
So I've been seeing a lot of conversations online, particularly with Black women, where if you don't fit a certain type of like aesthetic or vibe, or again, if you're not into certain things, you just overall have a harder time making connections, especially within our own community.
I don't be understanding y'all obsession with wanting to have a pretty friend so damn bad. A lot of y'all be wanting these pretty friends until you realize that you're not about to be the only one getting attention when y'all go outside. A lot of y'all be wanting pretty friends till you take them around your man and be wondering if he looking. A lot of y'all be wanting pretty friends until you realize every time she come around you, you get a little bit more self-conscious, realizing you might not be as secure as you think.
You make friends based on aesthetics, and now you lot have friendship problems, and you're bringing it to the internet to tell us. You make friends with people because, your size, yeah, she's the kind of size that would look nice. When I stand next to her and take an Instagram photo, her size, her body shape. That's why you lot make friends.
I feel like a lot of women want friendship based on a certain aesthetic or look that they want to have on social media. And when I say this, I'm talking about, I've had a friend where she wanted to go to like nice restaurants and take pictures and stuff, but what was aggravating me was not necessarily, I don't mind going to nice restaurants and taking pictures and having a good time, but like the whole time we spent 2 to 3 hours just taking photos and making sure our angles was right, and I just genuinely wanted to sit down and eat and have a great conversation. And it was kind of like, oh, does this look good on Instagram? How does this look on Instagram? Should I post this one or that one? I was just getting tired. Like, every other time when it's downtime with that specific friend, it's cool, like chill, great conversation. But in this particular moment, I'm spending almost like $200 on this damn food. I wanted to genuinely enjoy it.
Let's be real. Like, and again, whether it's, the Black community or other communities, like, you're always going to have cliques. and you're always going to have, you know, people that, you know, gravitate towards each other, which is fine. But it is unfortunate though that if you don't fit a certain type of aesthetic or vibe or whatever, people just naturally treat you differently, right? And maybe it's not always that they treat you bad, but they treat you differently, and you feel it. Like you can tell that you're being treated differently. And it's like the moment that you try to speak up, the moment that you try to say anything at all, then you get looked at as the problem. You get looked at as a person that's causing issues, and then people will start to distance themselves away from you because it's easier to do that, right? It's easier to just remove the person and act like they don't exist instead of facing those issues head on, right? Facing those assumptions and stereotypes head on and having that conversation and doing better. It's just much easier to just cut the person off, cut off the problem and the issue, and then, you know, keep them over there. So yeah, I feel for all the people that have been in these situations, that have felt mistreated, that have felt left out. Again, as someone that has been through that all from school all the way through adult life, I get it. It's really tough out here, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I feel like it's not that hard to just treat people with kindness and to treat people how they deserve to be treated and how you would want to be treated. Like, I just don't think it's that hard, but people make it hard, and it's really, really unfortunate. And, you know, I'm glad that we're having these conversations, and hopefully we can lean back into community, because I know that's a really big topic among, you know, people as well. It's just this idea that we don't have a sense of community, and I think a really big part of that is the fact that we don't know how to treat each other, and we don't know how to hear each other out, and people don't want to do the self-work and the growth that is required to maintain friendships. Because the moment there's an issue, people would rather, you know, run than to face the issue head on and actually grow. You know, again, like, no friendship is perfect. Like, I've had issues in friendships before, and I always make an effort to, you know, do better and to have that conversation. But not everybody is equipped, you know, with that ability. And I think that's why you're seeing so many people falling out. That's why you see so many people struggling to keep friends and to maintain friendships. That's why you're seeing a lot of people talk about, you know, this loneliness epidemic that a lot of people have as well, both for men and women. Like, people are just, they're lonely, they're struggling, and it's just really, really tough out here. And so, you know, if you do have some solid folks in your circle, hold on to those people tight.
Looking for tax help?
As soon as I turn this shit up,
TurboTax experts right in your neighborhood.
Turn it up.
Because we are currently living in a world.
This is why I can't say too about the loneliness epidemic. Y'all gotta learn how to be okay with being alone. Like, bro, I'm by myself, living in my own crib. I enjoy being by myself. I love living by myself. Like, it's lit. Y'all gotta enjoy your own essence. When you are by yourself, that's how you create your own essence and create your own personality and create your own style. That's how you show who you really are and build who you really are and strengthen who you really are, to where you don't give a fuck about what nobody else said, and you ain't gotta worry about, oh, I'm going on this Lululemon aesthetic, or I'm going on this baby fat aesthetic, or whatever, or soft girl era, or soft guy era, or none of that bullshit. Nigga, you being alone and tapping in with yourself and with God, because God is within you. God is within you. You tapping into your true essence, meditating, you know, doing your shadow work, bettering yourself. I already said meditating, but you know, you'll realize, all right, I'm cool being alone. I'm not saying you'll be alone forever, but once you're good with being alone, you can be outside your own essence. You can go out by yourself and just chill. That's how you attract people. But then you'll also be able to discern, okay, why are they attracted to me? And I'm not talking about just like in a lustful way or in that type of way. Why are these people coming up to me? Okay, they probably just want a conversation, a friend, but it's not even going to be on a deeper level until that individual proves it. Because you already know you can prove it by your past relationships. But now you know from the past relationships, okay, I know I'll put in this work, but with this individual, all right, let's see. And don't do what you used to do by giving them a cop out or giving them a way out or giving them an excuse. Have grace, but don't play no games when it comes to that. And that's not just with friendships, but also with relationships as well. Don't allow the trauma, don't have a trauma response, don't bring your old trauma baggage into it, but also just be aware of that and then move accordingly.
World where community is going to be so important. I don't know what the rest of this year has in store, but I feel like 2025 has been very interesting, and people are trying to do their best day by day, but no one should have to live this life alone. People shouldn't have to experience life alone. And I've also seen, like an increase of people talking about having to live life alone, doing things alone, going out to eat alone, traveling alone.
Nigga, I love going out to eat alone, bro. I love doing that, bro. I love going out to eat alone. I love going out to get drinks alone, bro. You know how cheap that bill is? Depending on where I go. Do you know how inexpensive that bill is? Because I'm feeding only myself. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I can easily choose where I want to go. Where do I want to eat? All right, I'll eat here. All right, I'll go to this spot. Instead of, all right, where you want to go? I don't know. Okay, well, what you want to eat? I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Okay, so wasting time. All right, we are eating here, and then you ultimately decide, all right, we're doing this. Fuck that. All right, cool. What do you want to eat? I don't know what's on it. Let's see what's on the menu. I have no idea. I already know what I want to eat because I eat the same thing. So it's like, now you're waiting. Oh my god, you don't know what you want to eat, bro. Just wasting my time. Okay, cool. What you want anything to drink? What type of drinks? Most expensive thing on there. Jesus Christ. I know I'm paying, but don't mean to spend all my fucking bread. And then, like, the conversation ain't really that good. It's like, I'd rather I have a better conversation with myself than I have with most people. The conversation with myself, because most of the time I'm dropping gems and knowledge on them. When's somebody gonna drop a gem and knowledge on me, bro? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I go and seek for the knowledge. And knowledge comes from me as well, too. Well, it comes from my benevolent, protective ancestors and, Yahweh, my God. But most of the time, like, I do the searching. I do the searching for the knowledge. The knowledge that comes to me comes from God and my benevolent, protective ancestors. So I prefer being alone. But just because I prefer being alone, don't mean I'm gonna be alone forever. There's gonna be seasons where you are gonna be alone, and that's okay. Be okay with that. Understand, hey, this is my alone season. This is to prepare me for something else. Don't know what it is, but hey, this is preparing me for something else. Like, I can tell you right now, this is my alone season right now. Me and my siblings alone season, right? Because it's preparing me for something else. It's really ripping the rug out of the protective umbrella that I thought was my parents. But it's really to show them, like, bro, we don't need you like you think we need you. So when you see us and when we're talking to you, we're to come to you as adults. Like, yeah, we are kids, but we're still adults. I don't care what you think you know. Obviously, you can learn something from us because of how we're moving. But see it in our actions, not with what we're saying, because you ain't gonna listen to what we say, but you'll listen to our actions. You listen to what's been happening and the blessings. But I don't have to explain anything to you. I just show my work. It's either you gonna move within alignment and grow and how your kids are doing, or you're gonna stay the same and stagnant, and it's not gonna be with us.
I'm even considering, well, let me not say it on camera, but even I am like, heavily considering doing more stuff by myself, because
you should.
It's like, if you try to wait around on people to do right, or again, just meeting the right individual, sometimes you'll just never be able to do and experience certain things. So I do think it is important that you are comfortable enough within yourself and that you know how to enjoy your own company. Also, I'm so sorry about this light and this blind. I'm trying to, like, duck and dodge the light, but Anyway, I say all that to say, yes, it's important to enjoy your own company and not solely rely on other people to make you happy, but also everyone deserves community. Everyone deserves to have folks around them that they feel comfortable with, that they can enjoy life with. And I just think it's really unfortunate that so many people are struggling to find that. And I hope that that changes soon. And, you know, I hope that it does not take some sort of travesty or devastation for that to happen, because I've also seen that circulating as well, that it might take something really, really bad to happen for the country to come back together. I really hope that's not the case, but either way, you know, if you're watching this video, just take this as...
And it's crazy too, because why is it always got to be a tragedy or something for it? Why is it always got to be something bad to happen for people to come together? It's just like funerals, like black people. It's like they always say it shouldn't be a funeral for us to all get together like this. Like, we need to go ahead and keep on, and we need to have these regular family parties, and everybody's like, okay, all right, cool, and it never happens. People don't show up. Like, I'm tired of all that. Like, bruh, I'm tired of all that talking, nigga. I'm tired of all that talking, nigga. If we gonna do something with the family and shit like that, and we getting together, don't talk about it. Be about it and say, hey, this is what we doing for the family thing. Be here. This is the timing. You don't really need to be planned out like that, bro. Just, hey, we having this, and this, and for other people who are, you know, who don't eat this, and this, we have those options too. Come here, have a great time, if you can come. And if you can't come, hey, hopefully you at the next one. But that's the issue. Like, people are so, they're always like, talk. All right, cool. Nah, just do it. Just do it.
Your sign to, you know, pour into you, pour into community the best way that you can, because regardless of what people say online, I feel like, you know, we all need each other and we could benefit from supporting each other and being there for one another. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this topic. Let me know your thoughts on the topic in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey, I just tried to pause it before too. Shout out to Bree, that was a great video. Definitely subscribe to my mother, Black Queen. Oh my God.